Hi everybody, and welcome back to Lundy's Wild Camp Stroke Bushcraft. And as you can see, I'm back out in the woods again. This is me permission woods, and it's a little bit damp today, but we're out. And anyway, we're looking at a potential of about 90% chance of rain throughout the evening and throughout the night tomorrow daytime as well. So it's going to be a damp one, hence the setup that I've got. I brought a baker's tent out by White Hills that I got sent a while back, and I've got a freebie fury tarp hung over the top of that as well, just to give us some more cover and gives us a nice big sitting area for when I'm sitting outside the shelter. So let's have a look at me setup. Alright, so as you can see by the time lapse, I went and put my tarp and my shelter up. I'm just going to put this big light on, I think, because my other light is just not bright enough. And we'll see how this works. So obviously, as you can see, I've got a lot of creature comforts, home comforts with us today. I've got a nice big table and chair. All right. Obviously, I've got my Flex Tail Gear Mini Rappel, which will definitely be getting used today. And down the bottom here, I've got my free traditional drinks, my Jack Daniels and Coke. I've got a nice ground sheet at the bottom, so I can just kneel on that to get in and out and all that. My tools are all there ready because I need to get some wood prepped for tonight. Some water, bit of cooking stuff, but the main part is inside. So obviously I've got a lot of midges flying around at the minute, so I'm going to be as quick as I can with this because I didn't want this getting full of midges and things. Alright, but inside of here I've got more cooking stuff in here. This is my food, we'll talk about that later. Plate and my hanging pot hanger and grill for cooking on, obviously. And then on here I've got my Snug Pack Special Forces 2-season sleeping bag. It's quite warm, it's about 20 degrees. I've got a camouflage pillow there. I've never used it for ages. I got that given off a fellow member of my regiment when he gave us loads of gear. Underneath here I've got my Nemo Tensor Mummy regular sleeping mat. It is absolutely a mint sleeping mat, this, and it's perfect if you go in bivvy bags as well because of the shape and size of it. Pee bottle for the middle of the night for the old man pee. Down on this side I've got some electrics which I'm still going through, my fire kit, my chest rig with bits and pieces in. That's some spare clothes in case I get soaking, and my jacket for tonight. Inside of here, obviously my big Bergen that I carry everything in. I always put it, if I'm in a shelter like this or in a tent, I always put it inside of a waterproof bag. It just stops all the dampness getting onto my sleeping bag and things, because obviously I walked in and it was raining. Alright, so that's the setup. Loads of room in here, some nice ventilation gaps at the bottom, and obviously I'll have this open all night, hence why I've tied this up. Alright, and that'll give me nice ventilation tonight, so I won't have any condensation whatsoever. So yeah, tonight I'll be cooking a steak. I think it's I'm not sure if it's a sirloin or another type of steak. It's definitely not a ribeye. I couldn't find any in the shop I went to. I've got some corn on the cobs, and I've got some new potatoes as well. I have brought some rice and some noodles with us. I'll probably be having my noodles a little bit later on because I'm starving, and keep the main food for later on. But now I'm just going to have myself a cup of tea, have a bit of time out, and have a walk around, see what kind of wood I can find. As you can hear, the rain's kicking in. Alright, but this woodland, obviously it's not a pine woods, it's got lots of beech and oak and different bits and pieces in, as you can see. But I've got a lovely canopy up above us as well, so that gives it extra protection. And that's it really for now. But the rain's kicking in, I'm thirsty, I'm feeling a little bit peckish, so I'm going to have a brew and I might have some noodles. I'm not going to bring you back for that. Alright, that's just something I'll do off camera. And then I'll be nipping around trying to find as much dry wood as I can, get it processed and things, and then get ready for a fire later on tonight. So stick around, it's going to be fun. Well, I hope it is, because I'm going to enjoy it either way or not. And I'll see you later. Oh dear, it's a bit damp and a bit dark and gloomy, but never mind. Need to get this sorted out though. This end's gonna have to come down, keep the rain from puddling. There you go, that's better. That's just running off nicely now. So what I could have done, if I had a spare bowl, I could have put a nice bowl underneath that and collected loads of rainwater to wash stuff. But it's definitely lower down there now. But it's a wet one. That's running off nicely at that corner now. It was all pooling up here quite a lot. So it's always a good thing to test. Make sure your setup's done properly. We've got plenty of room there above us. So happy days, like, happy days. Right, waffle, 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 waffle. Time for a brew, I think. See you in a bit. Right, well, that's me. Had a nice cup of tea. Been sitting chilling out for about an hour and a half. I think it's nearly just 3 o'clock, or just after 3 o'clock in the afternoon now. Rain subsided as well. It's been hit and missy all the time I've been sitting down. But anyway, I'm going to start looking for some firewood. And as you can see around here, obviously it's not ideal to pick stuff up off the ground, but there's loads of it. Where I normally go foraging is up the top end there, because it's nice and dry, the wood that comes down. Let's just put this down here a second. So obviously I've just come across this branch here, right? Obviously it looks a bit damp. It is on the outside, but when you snap the inside, it's absolutely bone dry. Get that slug off. We don't want to be cremating slugs, but that is bone dry inside, so that's happy days. And that's the sort of thing I'm looking for. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to snap a load up. I'll put it on the right hand side of my shelter. I'm not even sure if you can see me. I'll put this, get loads more, snap it all up in the nice little bits, put it under my shelter where I've got a magic carpet. I'll put that on the ground and then I'll fold the magic carpet over the top of it, and then I'll start looking for some more decent stuff like thicker chunks. Get some of that, get a nice bed of embers going tonight, get a nice fire. It doesn't have to be a huge thing, it's just going to be a small thing. I'll dig a fire trench later on, and yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. So let's start looking for some wood, and I've just seen something that looks absolutely cracking over the back end there, so I'm going to get that. I'm going to take it all up to next to the shelter and I'll process it all there. Happy days. Right, well, as I went walking down the bottom there, I've just seen this, and it's a lovely, obviously it's still in the ground, but it's as dead as a dodo. Look, it's probably just going to come down in anyway on its own, without me even just try and get it past that big tree at the top. There you go. Look at that, it's just snapped off the ground. That's going to be bone dry. That's a lovely nice bit of wood, that. So we'll get that processed, and that's what you're looking for. That's going to be lovely, that. We'll see if it's going to come out of the bottom. We'll get it down as far as we can. It. Lovely jubbly, lovely and dry that as well. That's perfect. So I'm going to process this bit before I do anything else. I think I'll process it at the back of where yous are, because it's a nice log so I can lean it up against. And we'll get this cut down, and then I can split it down further with the my knife and get all the branches up the top end. That'll be lovely for getting the fire started. Happy days. Happy days indeed. So there you go, look at that. Nice bit of wood, that. Nice and long. It's not the fattest, so that's ideal. I don't want big fat massive chunky bits, but it's got lots of nice little limbs on it as well, which will be great for getting the fire actually started. Right, well, As you can see, I've been collecting some wood, some nice bits there, and a little bit further over next to the shelter there's some nice bits, and I've cut a few bits up that you've seen on a time lapse. But the bits over the far side, like all these little bits here are all absolutely perfect. You know, like proper, like snapping lovely. So these are going to be great for getting the fire going, like, and I've got absolutely tons of it, so happy days. As you can see, I'm in t-shirt, it's absolutely boiling. So as soon as the weather started changing, like the rain and all that, I just thought, right, let's get out and get some wood done. Now I've seen a silver birch tree that's been dead for ages. It looks like the full stumps fell over now. So what I'll do is I'll go and get some silver birch later on, and we'll get that processed up, and we'll try and get a fire started using that rather than using the normal stuff that I use. We'll do a little bit of bushcraft for a change. Hey, right. Right, well, I've processed loads of wood. I'll show you that when I get back to the camp. I'm just down at the bottom end of the woods now, and I'm just heading in that direction. There's a fallen birch tree, so hopefully there should be some nice bits. But as you can see, everywhere we look, there's loads of down branches off the trees, and they're all like off the ground sort of thing. And yeah, as you can see, it's where the deers have been coming in and laying up on the night time. The one there, one down next to that stump. There's one here, some rubbish there. I'll get that on the way back as well. And yeah, a couple of patches over there as well. So this is our little sleepy area. As you can see, we've had some big limbs dropping off trees and all that around here as well. That's the only thing you've got to watch for. But anyway, we're heading over here. And in the winter time, all this is dead as a dodo. You can see right through. But here we're going. This is my little area where I come to get me silver birch, as you can see. Hopefully it'll be reasonably dry. Obviously, lots of little creatures will be living under here. So sorry buddies, but needs must and all that. So yeah, I've got my little neck knife. I think we'll go for this section down here, so it looks nice. Oh, it's oh, I've just killed somebody's home. Tell you what, we'll not even use the knife. What I'll do is though, we'll get back, we'll clean this up, get rid of all these bits on here that we don't need on, all the bits of wood, and we'll just be left with the actual material. Alright, and you that don't know about silver birch, all you do is just give it a quick scratch like that, get right down into the resin, so you can see the pinky part starting to appear. And then you just use all them little bits there, little fibres, put a spark on them, and you get a flame. It doesn't matter, even if it's wet, it still goes and makes a flame to get a fire started. Really good. So yeah, I'll get that. I might get another little bit from here. Just some strips to help. Stick my knife in there. That should do it for tonight. Don't want to use everything. So give me a knife clean. Place that back in its sheath, one-handed, so we don't lose it. And that's happy days. Right, hopefully the camera picked that up. I noticed it was on a bad angle, so if it is, my apologies. I'm back at the shelter now, and as you can see, I've got a nice log there which I use all the time when I come. I just stash it in the bushes. I've got some bits of wood at the back there. They're not really that dry, but some of them are. And then the rest of the wood is all down here. I've covered it with the DD tarp on the outer side just to stop any rain going onto it. And the stuff, when you snap inside of it, it's nice and dry, so we should have good happy days on that. Like at the back is all the bigger logs, which I'll probably just leave, or probably split in the four, to be honest. I'm not really sure yet, I'll see. I've got bags of time, so there's no worries about doing it. But I'm just gonna... Right, so we went down the bottom and we got some silver birch. So I've got these two strips here. I'm just going to put them to one side for now, because this bit here is the main part that I need to sort. And as you can see, it's got like bits of wet wood on the back end of it. Alright, so we need to try and get rid of that. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to quickly clean it up using the edge of the knife. Alright, try not to split it as best we can, like. Just get all the wetness off the back. Just makes it a little bit easier for when I put it on the fire later. And I'm not going to scrape any of the bits off it yet, because it's too early to put a fire on. It's only 4:15 in the afternoon, like. So I'll tell you what though, would have been crap weather, it's kept everybody awake because it's actually school holidays, isn't it? And the kids are normally running around in this area. So just split that bit, put that over there. So that's all you do, you just scrape all the crap off the back. Just makes it better. It's not taking any of the main bits that you need. Let's cut that bit off. And that's it, and then what you're going to do is you're going to get down to the fibres. Alright, which is what you really need, which is on this side, which I showed you, scraping there. You just keep on scraping and scraping, get a nice little pile, put it out, what do you call it, a spark on it, put it on your fire layer, put your twigs over the top. But what I'm going to do is, I'm going to leave this to air, like so the wind blows on it a bit and gets it nice and dry a bit. And then we're just going to clean off these bits as well. Alright, now these bits are just going to get used for making little strips. What I'll do is, when it comes to the time, I'll just rip them all down to little strips, and once I've got a spark ignited all the scrapings, I'll just put the little bits on here, and what happens is they catch light and they cause a bigger flame. That's much easier. Alright, and anyway, that's enough of that for now. Wood's all processed. I've got my fire starting equipment, as you can see. Just got to clean these two bits and then that's it done. And yeah, so it's time for me to just do a little bit of stuff off camera, and then I'll pace out my fireplace. I've got a couple of big logs that I used the last time I was here. I just laid them up against the tree there, just basically spacers for my fire so it doesn't spread too much. I just need to find another 2 little bits of log, and then I can make a nice fire pit. I don't want it too far away, but I don't want it too close to us either. About a pace away from the shelter. I'm not really using it for heat because it's nice and warm. I know it's going to drop down to about 12 degrees tonight, but that's still quite warm, and I've got a nice jacket to put on if it gets cold. It's just more for looking at, really. And I'll keep some of this wood for tomorrow. So obviously tea tonight, I've got a steak, some potatoes and some corn on the cob, and then tomorrow I've got a couple of eggs and a few bits of bacon to eat, and if I've got any tatties left over, I'll use them for the breakfast as well. Alright, so I'm going to take a little bit of time out. I think I might make myself another brew. It's not like me drinking brews, like I normally just drink Jack Daniels, but I'm going to keep them for later. The rain's just starting to kick in again, I think, by the sounds of it. Yeah, so time for me to do one, and I'll catch you in a bit. See, I've got some feather sticks down there. Some of them are absolutely crap, like, to be honest. My knife's as blunt as out, so I need to get me blade and me axes and things back up to scratch again. I've got loads of nice little bits down there to sort the fire. I've got me stuff that's nice and dried out on there, so I'll be getting some scraping done soon. But first of all, I need to get my fire pit sorted. Now, to have a fire pit in here, because of the ground's absolutely brilliant, I'm not going to actually dig a hole or anything. All I'm going to do is, I'm just going to get one piece away from the tarp, and I'm just going to scrape all this area. It's really nice mud here. It's not like a pine forest where it's dodgy as hell and you have to find bricks and things and dig big ditches and that, clear out all the ground. It's a case of getting rid of all the bits of leafage. Scrape it over with your foot. That's about it there. Actually, I want it to be over here a little bit more because I want it to be opposite where I'm sitting. So I've got a nice big clear area there in any rate. So hopefully you're picking this up on the camera. Like, I don't even know if I've got it in the right position or not. Because it's quite dark. It's only 6 o'clock and it's dark in here, like. So let's get a light on that area. There we go. And then I've got some logs here. These logs get used for my fire area. It's just to make a boundary really, and when I'm finished with them I just make sure they're out, and then I put them up, lean up against a tree. I bang them, get all the ash off, and then I soak them in bottles of water. There's a little stream that goes along the back of my woods, if you've not seen any videos of this woodland before. And I just take a plastic bottle that I bring, and I just fill it up with water and keep pouring it and pour it over the fire area until it's all nice and white out. And I do the same with these logs as well. Basically, I'm not having a massive fire, but I like to have a nice area, so that stops the fire going out over. I normally put a log at the front, but I just haven't got one, to be honest. So that's it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get some of these bits here that I've put to one side, and I'm going to make a fire layer with them, and then I'll bring this back and I'll get the bits and pieces I need, and we'll get some scrapings done as well. And get that done and get the fire on the go. Right, so what we're going to do is now we're going to get this silver birch. It's been drying out nicely underneath here. Alright, so we're just going to start getting some scrapings done. And see how it is. Try and keep them all on here, and then we'll use this as part of the base for the fire. And we'll take it over, get it lit. So that's happy days. So all I'm going to do is now I'm just going to spin it round. As you can see, there's lots of nice little bits of scrapings there, some nice long bits as well. So we're just going to do the same again on this side, scrape it all down. And this should take a nice flame, a nice spark, sorry, and make a flame. Try and keep it all on there. Try and get as many as we can. Obviously, if you get some of this and it is absolutely soaking wet, what you can do is process it the way I did, okay? And then just put it in your pocket, like if you've got a mat pocket on your pants or something, just put it in there. The warmth off your body actually dries it out. It's the same as if you've got like dry grass, but it's a little like bit damp because it's been raining. Just give it a good shake off, pat it on your arm or something, get the bits and pieces off, and then just put it in your pocket, your jacket pocket, your leg pocket, so it's or in your chest pocket is even better, because then the core of your body, and the body heat actually dries it out throughout the day when you're actually busy prepping other stuff and doing work. All right. Just little tricks of the trade, like just get as many little fibres as I can. See, it's starting to split there now and rip. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move away from that side, and I'm just going to spin it round again, and I'm going to go up to this part up here and just try and drag some of this bits down. Give yourself plenty of fighting chance when you're doing this type of stuff. Don't just do a couple of little scrapes, because basically the spark will go, it'll burn out dead quick. Alright, and obviously remember, try and do this out of the rain. Even though this has got a lot of stuff in it to keep it going, Alright, a lot of resin, sorry, not stuff, resin inside of it. It will go, and because it's nice little flakes as well, and little scrapings, it'll work wonders on its own. But what we're going to do is, we're just going to take these gloves off actually. I'm going to get some of this other stuff. Alright, feels a little bit thick, but it should be okay. And we're just going to try and rip it as best we can into tiny little shreds. Alright, what will happen is this will actually catch as well once we've got a flame going, and then we can add what feather sticks that we've created in little bits and pieces. So you've got some little bits coming off there, so we'll just add that to them. I'm just going to put them on the top. And what I do need to do is I need to get my fire kit out so I can get my ferro rod out. I'm just prepping it all at the moment. Obviously I'm under the tarp, it's off the ground, so it'll be ideal. And we're just going to keep doing this until we're ready to go. Exactly alright like that. That's more than enough. And what I'm going to do is, I've got these two bits here. I'm just going to keep this bit for tomorrow and see what happens. And then I've been making some little feather sticks, as you can see. Alright, so we'll use them for part of the fire starting. I've got some really crappy ones to one side as well, and I've got lots of little bits that actually come off. So I'll be using all this for part of the fire starting. Obviously, there's some really piss poor ones, like, sorry about the swearing there, but they'll all work. They'll all come in handy. But them ones are the better ones. Okay, right, I'll get my fire kit out, get me what do you call it, me fire steel and that, me ferro rod out and scraper, and then we'll get a fire going. But before we do that, I'll get my knife, put my knife away and get a drink. It's thirsty work this, you know. Cheers everybody, thanks for watching so far, I hope you're enjoying it. Alright, and if you're new to the channel and you haven't hit that button, please hit that like button, give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button as well if you want to see some more content like this, and please do leave a comment because I do answer every single one. Alright, so cheers everyone, welcome back to the woods. Right, so as you can see, I've got my fire laid done. I've got my two sticks making a V, and what you do with these is, once you put your bits up on the top, if the oxygen's getting pinched by all them and it's starting to make the flames go out, what you do is, because obviously you've got everything laid up on there, you just lift them up like so, and it allows a bit of oxygen to get to the actual little flame. Obviously you need three things: fuel, oxygen and ignition. Okay, here's ignition here. So we've got a little ferro rod here. Get a couple of sparks going, and hopefully we'll get a flame on this straight away. There you go. Oh, there you go, lovely. Put that out of the way, and then all we're going to do is we're just going to get me little bits and pieces and put them on. That's it, I can hear them sizzling away, so that's them starting to take light. You can see it all curl up there, that's just with the heat getting to it. And as you can see, that's it. Oh, brilliant. So we're going to get our little feather sticks that I've done. Some of them are absolutely rubbish, like, some of them are alright. But it all helps towards building your fire up. Alright. And then we'll start adding these other bits. And there we go. One fire. Right, well, as you can see, it's getting darker in here. It looks absolutely bright as anything outside of the woods, but inside of here it's dark. I feel like it's the middle of the night, to be quite honest, until I look outside the woods. But yeah, it's only 7:15 at night. I'm just about finished my first Jack Daniels. I've just put some potatoes on. I'm not really feeling that hungry, to be quite honest. So what I think I might do is I might make the potatoes up, add some salt to them. I like to eat them on their own in anyway sometimes, and just let them cool off and like pick at them. And then I've got this here. It's by no standards is this a big steak for me. I'm just going to tap the back of my screen so I can see what I'm looking at. It's a tiny little steak. This was only £4 odd from Asda, and this is a beef rump steak. I've never had one of them before, so I thought, right, I'll give it a little go. Sometimes I buy these the extra special ones, and they're like massive and dead thick. Cost about 10-12 quid. But what I've done is, before I come out, I just bought this morning at the shop. So what I've done is I've hired some Jamaican rub on it. So that's been sitting with that on it all day, so hopefully that'll be tasting nice and lovely. And then I went and bought some little corn on the cobs. So I've got 2 of them to have. I have forgot to bring, which I'm devastated, I forgot to bring a load of butter. Obviously because they put the butter onto these. But also I was going to try making like an omelette inside the little container. Well, I'll actually show you. I was going to try and make some sort of a little omelette in this when I'm boiling the water for to make a brew in that. So what you do is you coat it with loads of absolutely tons of butter, and you put your eggs and everything else in, and obviously the butter stays at the bottom and the steam cooks the eggs and everything else that's in there. And that's what I was going to try and do, like, but I forgot my bloody butter, so I'm devastated. But anyway, yeah, we'll give this a go, a rump steak, and see what that's like. But other than that, I'm just chilling out. I can hear a bit of back noise in the distance. Apart from that, everything's sweet as a nut. Right, well, as you can hear, it's still pouring down with rain here, like. The fire keeps on dying out a little bit, and I keep adding wood to it. I just keep forgetting about it, to be quite honest. The potatoes are done. I've been chomping away at these, to be quite honest. I wish I'd have put the whole lot of them in, to be honest. These have got salt and pepper on. New English potatoes with the skins on, boiled, salt and pepper put on them, and left in the dish to cool down a bit. I can eat them for fun, like. But yeah, it's I'm just hoping I'm gonna have some left by the time the corn on the cobs are done. Once they're done, then I'll put them on the little thing, and then I'll get me steak on the go soon. Well, as you can see, it's absolutely pouring down in here, like, and I took my eye off the ball for 5-10 minutes, and I've cremated me steak on one side. Hopefully it'll not be too bad on the other side. I've raised it right up. I put a bit of wood on the fire. It was smouldering away for ages, and then I just forgot all about it. I'm absolutely devastated, but it's still going to get regardless. Well, hi everybody, here we go. There's my food for tonight. Now, I did think that I had absolutely cremated my steak earlier on, but after having a few tastes, it's just one, like the outer skin. Obviously I've got 2 corn on the cobs here. I've got some potatoes left. The potatoes are cold, like, obviously, but I like them like that. And anyway, we've got salt and pepper on. The steak, I've actually just cut this bit here. I'm going to bring it a little bit over onto the fork. Still got a nice little bit of juice coming out of it, nice bit of blood coming out of it still. But hopefully the camera will pick that up. It is cooked to perfection, like. So I'm just going to cut a little chunk off here now and have a taste. I've added some salt and pepper on top of it as well when I've been putting it on the plate. So yeah, there's still some nice juices coming out of there. It looks nice, pinky. It's quite chewy. It's not like a ribeye. I prefer my ribeye steaks, to be quite honest. But yeah, it's still nice. I haven't totally knocked it. As you can see by this bit here, it's actually quite cremated, but it's like a char grilled. So I'm getting the best of both worlds. Like the corn on the cob, I've put some salt and pepper on these as well. And I've just let them cool down a little bit. Definitely missing the butter on them, like, definitely. I think a little bit of garlic butter on them would be really, really nice, to be quite honest. But yeah, just take that little bit out with tooth that's sticking in there. Yeah, so in any way, as you can hear, I've got planes taken off. It's pouring down with rain. My fire's blazing now because I'm trying to burn off all the bits of shit on my grill. And I've got absolutely tons of wood left. So, and it's not cold or nothing. The fire is just for visual aid for me now. I've done my cooking. There's lots of little things flying around because I've got loads of lights on. I'm going to sit and enjoy this. I'm going to put some music on. I'm going to have another drink. I'm nearly finished my second drink. I'm on to my third drink soon. So cheers everybody. Thank you for watching so far. Yeah, I'm back in the woods, eating some nice food in front of the fire and chilling out. Right, well, I'm not really sure if the camera's picking them up, but I've got loads of little mozzies and moths and all sorts flying around, and I'm going to see if this really works, because I'm getting hit by them left, right and centre. So yeah. Now what happens is it normally hides out a little bit of a pulsation through there. I'm going to hide the light on as well, because I think the light works as well. But anyway, let's see if this really works, because I am getting hammered by them now. So I'm just going to place it on the table next to me while I'm eating my food. And yeah, happy days. I'll let you know whether I get hammered by them or not. They're all flying around. There's quite a few of them flying around now. Like, there's two that's not flying around anymore. But yeah, cheers. Right, good morning everybody. So I've come over to my fire area. I'm just going to move this log over a bit because there's something to rest on. I'm just going to move some of these bits out the way that haven't burnt last night, and I'm going to see if we have any embers before I have to get a fire kit out and start doing a fire start. So these bits can all get burnt again in any way this morning, and hopefully we should have some embers. I can see a little bit of smoke appearing, so all you're going to do is come and try not to disturb the embers too much. Just get rid of some of the actual ash. So once you start blowing it, it just goes everywhere, and it's like a big cloud in your face. So we're just going to try and get to the good shit on the bottom, sorry, the good stuff on the bottom. Move these little twigs and just give it a little bit of a blow. Go away, midgie. See how it's gone everywhere? No. Nah, I can't feel any heat there. Like, what a pity. It's been out for a long time, and it was raining a lot last night as well. Like, so, but what we'll do is these bits here, should hopefully take a little bit of a spark on them little bits of stuff. Now what I've done here is I've got 2 little sticks on the floor. I just put my knees on, keep it off the mud. So what we're going to do now is, I'm just going to get a ferro rod out. I've got lots of stuff in here to start a fire like, so it's not a drama. Mozzies are out again. So I'm just going to see if I can, I don't know if this is going to work, but I'm going to see if I can get a spark on the coals, which I have already. I can see it. Is it? There's some little ones. And I've got a little bungle here. Let's see if I can pick that up. Might not be big enough. What we'll do is we'll get this ash here. As you can see, it's getting a nice ember on it now. Yeah, I can feel the heat on it as well. I've only got a tiny little bungle of stuff, like, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put that on there, and I'm going to oh, I've got stuff found in my pocket. Oh, I think I've got a flame. Yes, I've got a flame going, ladies and gentlemen. So now I've just got to try and keep that going. For me little bits and pieces. See what I'm going to do? I'm going to help it by getting a little bit of this that I saved from last night. Come on, don't go out. Come on, catch baby. These little bits. There. Yes. So charcoal off your fire in the morning is a great little way to get your fire started again. If you've got little bits and pieces to put on it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a couple of these logs, put them all the way around this. And I'm just going to start placing some sticks over the top because they're nice and thin. Yeah, lovely. Let's save this for a rainy day. There we go, we've got a nice fire going now. 1, Right, well, the fire's died down really nice now. It's got nice better embers, which is exactly the way I wanted it. So I can do me bacon and boil the water at the same time. So, at any rate, what I'm going to do is, I've got this little pot here. I've got about that much water in here, so I'll use that for another cup of tea and washing dishes as well. So what I'm going to do first is, I'm going to put a canny little bit of oil in there. Hopefully it's not too much. And then using a finger, I'm just going to coat that all the way around and onto the edges, the sides, and hopefully that'll stop me eggs from sticking. Because you normally do this with butter. I've seen people do this with butter before. So anyway, yeah, tea towel. Let's move my cuppa to one side and hopefully I don't spill it. So in here I've got 3 eggs, my very rattly egg tub. What I'm going to use to crack it open. Lay them on the fire. Let's put a shell, give us something to crunch on later. Right, so that's the eggs in. Let's get that bit of shell out. I can get it. No, well, never mind. Right, I'll clean that spork as well. And then I've got me bacon here. What I'll do is I'll get the pan on and then we'll put the bacon onto the rack and that should be it. And hopefully we'll just keep an eye on the eggs as the water boils, see how them go. And it should be happy days like. There's nice better embers there now. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my pot on there. I'm just going to come to this side. I've got a little pokey stick. All I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull the... Oh, that heat is amazing! Amazing! And I've got my bacon here. I don't know how many slices there is. There's kind of few, so they might not all go on, but we'll see. Bum 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 bum. Yeah. Only one left over, but I'm not going to leave it. I'm just going to put it over the top of all them. Wipe my hands on me. What do you call it? Get me gloves, because this bar is going to be hot, hot, hot. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring that down a little bit, and then I can easily bring it up if it gets too much. Walking in front of the fire. Also, what I've done is I've moved the big logs away because this one started smouldering. So, and all I'm going to do is I'm just going to build the fire up on this side. Them embers are amazing, like, just to get the water boiling. That's what I've kept them bits there for. And we'll just let the bacon do its a little cookie thing. So like I say, it's a nice slow cooked breakfast. Maybe I shouldn't have put them egg shells on, like, because they're stinking and it might affect me bacon. Ow, that was hot. But yeah, and also see the bacon starting to go on already. Right, well, let's have a look and see how my eggs are doing. Bacon's done, so I've just left that on the grill. Let it cool down a bit so I can snap it up and put it in with me stuff. But let's have a look. Let's take the lid off here and see what a surprise we have. Sorry about the camera action. I need to try and get this lid off without damaging anything inside. Oh yeah, look at that. Looks like they're coming on a treat, like. Let's have a little look. Let's put the lid on the floor. Yeah, it looks like they're not sticking. The oil has definitely done the trick. I think it still needs a little bit more like, so we'll put the lid back on, get some bits of more wood on. Sorry, I've got things in front of the screen and everything because I'm trying to do everything with one-handed. Let's build this up a bit. I've actually gone through quite a lot of wood actually doing this, so that's happy days. I haven't wasted my time prepping it all. And I've just got to get a bit of flame going again on this. Oh, the heat is so strong, it's unbelievable, and very, very warm. But yeah, bacon's looking good, nice and crispy. What I'll do is I'll transfer that off my grill and I'll put it on my plate over here, and then hopefully my eggs should be done soon because I'm bloody starving. Doing them eggs like that has took ages, well over half an hour for some reason, pardon me. So yeah, maybe he's bring the water to a boil first, then put the eggs in, so it's got instant heat instead of waiting for the water to boil as well, because it was like about half a litre of water in there as well when we started. I'd like to see how much water's left by the time we get the eggs out. So, but I've just been tidying up a little bit as well. As you can see, all the wood's gone. I've got me ground sheet, it's practically dry already. It was soaked when I took it off the ground, kind of few slugs on it as well, so it'll need a good wash when I get home. It's just basically for putting crap on and covering stuff, really, that. But yeah, inside the tent I've got more stuff packed away, and that's it. And that's the last of the wood. Why am I talking silly? That's the last of the wood, and yeah. Next time you see me, I'll be getting the eggs out of the pan, serving up and sitting enjoying them. I'll see you in a bit. Right, well, it's time to get the eggs off the fire. So, and I think they're done. So let's get yous and bring yous over to my little boudoir. Take this bit off. Take the lid off. Oh, that's hot. And then I've got some water. I'm just going to pour some of that into there, and then that leaves us a nice little bit there to wash my dishes later on. I'll make me a cup of tea first. Fire's still going strong like, so that tea bag will burn lovely. So there's my cup of tea done. Now I'll bring us in a little bit closer and we're going to have a look at these eggs there. Look at them. Worked out well, that, didn't it? Free egg. Free eggs in a pot. So now what I need to do is I need to try and get them transferred onto that plate. Are they going to be stuck? This is the thing. It's nice and gently. I think they might be a little bit stuck on the bottom. Oh, I've just split it open. Oh, I didn't want to do that. Oh, there again, we're moving. Right, there's a slight little... Oh, I broke it open. Never mind. Well, it did look good. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to leave it in there because it looks really good. it looked even better when it was all in one bit like. But yeah, that looks good. Right, let's get some salt in that. Right, well, here we go. Here's breakfast, and I've got some a little pepper there, and I've got a little salt in here somewhere as well. Oh, I've got a half of one there and a half of pepper left from last night, so I'll just use them. I'm not going to put any salt on the bacon or any pepper on the bacon. Nice bit of pepper. I'm into me pepper now. I never used to like pepper, but I do now. Right then, here we go. Let's see what the egg's like. And it's definitely cooked. It's like having a boiled egg. That's exactly what it's like. It's like having a boiled egg instead of a fried egg. The bacon is the crunchiest I've ever had it. But I tell you what, it's got a lot of flavour in it. We're having it nice and dried out. It's like eating crisps. I'm not sure. It's. I tell you what, that's got a lot of taste in it with being like that. But yeah, not a bad breakfast. The eggs took far too long to cook like that for me, like, but worth the wait. I probably had them in a little bit too long because the yolk has gone a bit hard. It's a little bit soft on the top there. But other than that, happy days like. So anyway, that's breakfast done and dusted. Now I just got to get it down my throat, have a cup of tea. Yeah, it's like having a boiled egg, a large boiled egg. But yeah, happy days. And it actually hasn't stuck that much on the bottom. No, just the odd little bit. So yeah, putting plenty of oil in definitely works. Anyway, I'm going to sit and eat this, and next time you see me, I'll probably get it packed up. All right, see you in a bit. Right, well everybody, that's me all packed, bacon on, chest pack on, ready to go. It is absolutely boiling. I think it's going to rain soon as well because it's starting to get dark, so I need to get myself motivated and get out of here. So in any rate, it's been a cracking time, and there's my area. Obviously it's my permission area, so I'm allowed to have fires and everything here, but I like to try and keep it as tidy as possible when I leave. So the fire's being put out properly, it's all being spread out, left to cool off while I've been packing everything away, and then I've sprinkled with loads of water. I didn't bother bringing these along because he's not idiot, and it's my permissions, and I'm not going to risk losing my permission woods by leaving a burning fire going. You know, there's only idiots that do shit like that. Sorry for swearing there, but it is, you know, there's plenty of them idiots around at the moment, especially up in wooden places, which is a touchy subject with me at the moment, that place. But anyway, I think I've mentioned it before, but I'm not going to go through it anymore. Thank you very much everybody for watching. I've really appreciated it. I've had a real nice chill time, even though it poured down with rain yesterday. It was still nice being underneath that tarp, and to pack everything away dry this morning, a bonus. Well, I say this morning, it's 12:30 in the afternoon, so I'm going to head off. And don't forget, like, comment and subscribe. If you're new to the channel, please leave a comment and let us know that you're new to the channel, and let us know what made you come and join the channel, okay? I don't know what I'm going to be doing next. I might be up in the hills, I might be back in the woods somewhere. I just don't know. Alright, so keep tuned in and you will find out. Alright, thanks everybody. I'll see you on the next one. Don't forget, leave no trace. Okay? Take your shit away with you. What you carry in, you carry out. Enough said. Adios.